This is IBM Museum. This is a little bit of a follow-up to installing the MS-DOS boot partition. I've gone through and I've broken open one of the authentic packs I have that was still sealed after all these years. And I've got the first diskette in the drive, and just I haven't gone through and installed anything yet, but just based on those preliminary steps, it looks like this is going to go through and be set up correctly. So I just did a Control-Delete to get it to where we can boot from the diskette in the installed inside the system. I've disconnected that USB diskette drive, and so we're going to see how good that diskette drive that is in the system is. And of course, it won't even get to any of the NT loader for Windows XP, since we have a diskette in the drive. And it will go through, I think it steps through the PXE loader. In other words, it tries to boot from the network, or that's enabled. And that's fine. Okay, so starting MS-DOS, I mean, that's looking good from that authentic diskette. Okay, and this is what I wanted to see. So to do the setup, okay. I didn't read that text. It went through the first time. It said everything was fine. Okay. Set up MS-DOS now. Press enter. Okay. Oh, this is 6.21. Okay. Yeah, this is 6.21. Okay. So what I might do, and this is not labeled on the outside as well for what version it is. And I really don't want to go through I want to get 6.22 on there, but I don't know if my disks are going to be good enough there. Yeah. This is what I was worried about. And we take what I thought would be a simple video. Okay, so we're going to get DOS 6.1 on there. And the way that we're going to do it, abort. Okay, I booted from this. So we're going to go, we're just going to fool it a little bit here. Okay, so we want to view, and we've got that. And I hope this doesn't mess up my, okay, so I want to go through and I want to delete. Okay. Delete the and this is MS-DOS boot. Are we sure? Yes. Okay. So we're going to go through, we're going to create a primary DOS partition. Yes. Okay. And we're going to reboot. And this is that DOS 6.21. I think I even have 6.22 upgrade disk around as well. If I wanted to go from DOS 6.21 to DOS 6.22. And who knows, I might be better going with the PC DOS or something. Might be a little bit more constructive here. Yeah, and those MS-DOS diskettes are, it's not numbered for the version on the outside of the package at all. It's only numbered on the diskettes inside the sealed package. So, and now I have the partition active, and it should run the startup utility and figure out that I've got the partition there ready to install. So it doesn't have okay. Here's what we do. Delete the partition. I'm just not thinking of the right sequence here. 1, and the volume label is, there's no volume label. Yes, for sure. Okay. Escape. Okay. Escape to exit fdisk. Okay, so we don't even have a partition on there now. Like I say, I hope this doesn't mess up my... I'll have to do all the maintenance to get that partition on there and bootable from this MS-DOS sequence. And if I can't do it otherwise, I'll have to boot and fdisk and format that drive again, because but at least we have the space created, and that's what we're looking for. We're hoping that's not going to mess up okay. Booting from the diskette. There is not an OS at all on the hard drive effectively for what this diskette should think. and that space is available. Okay. Okay. So hopefully that got set up for saying, hey, got everything F-disk otherwise. And it looks like with this being an IBM unit, and it's actually an Intel chipset that's in there, but the network interface, Broadcom is now owned by Intel, and I may have to just find Ethernet drivers out there to get the system online, and that way I can go through a little bit better of the support angle to get the system online, because it seems like it wants to detect the product and other things, and I'm in that catch-22. I can't get online until I have the correct Ethernet driver. So this is where I intended to start the video, to say, look, I can go through, it's formatting the drive C. I can install MS-DOS in there, go through the setup process. And I sure wish it had worked for the 6.22, and I don't know how I'm going to identify if I have any sealed pack that still are a functional 6.22, or what has gone wrong with the diskettes that I do have. I can't boot from them, but I can, and the setup process doesn't complete fully. But it's easy for me to get a upgrade disk too, if I want to end up as MS-DOS 6.22. And I sure hope that this completes and without any errors, and then I know that diskette drive is truly good. It's actually the diskettes I was putting in there are the non-functional things. And the boot diskette I have for the system information tool still seems like it is completely functional, that it boots up. Okay. And we might end up with a little bit longer video, but I don't know how to do that thing where you put on like the high speed for the sequence. I just know how to pause for how I record, but okay. I guess I'll just have a full MS-DOS 6.21 installation video. And you know now how to get past, if it says that there's an OS already installed, that you've got to go through and just delete, have that space on the hard drive for it, but just go through and delete everything else. And remember, MS-DOS, it has to find that space and treat that as that C partition. That's the critical thing. And installing XP afterwards, XP doesn't care if it's on a different partition than C. NT Loader is able to figure it out and present that boot menu. And it's probably at the last step of this, I'll go through and when it's all done with the setup, then I'll go through and I'll boot to MS-DOS and then reboot the system again to have it present that boot menu. Just to verify that both are done, and then I've got to go through and track down the drivers for XP for at least the network angle and get it online. And also and it's all activated at least now. And then do whatever updates to get Firefox or whatever browser that I can. Get all the screen adjustments made. And then I have those DIMMs in there, and I've got to confirm that I thought I was putting 2 gigabyte DIMMs in there. But this is looking great because with the diskettes I pulled out after being stored away for so long, I'm not getting any diskette errors or anything like that. So it looks like this diskette drive is running good on the system. We didn't get any blue screens otherwise. We didn't get any. And the fans rev up. I mean, a Pentium 4 at this level, it's a 3 gigahertz Pentium 4. They run hot. And as long as that has a good thermal bonding to that heatsink, everything should be fine. And that's going to be the first thing I'll check with that motherboard that I pulled out of the system. It's just to go through and see what thermal bond it has, and maybe that'll bring it around. Maybe I'll have it'll end up being okay. Okay. And little does it know, it's not aware of Windows XP there. And so I'm still going to be presented with that boot menu. And Windows XP as the default in that. And I don't know if it's counting memory behind the scenes. I may be able to make adjustments for. Okay, so that's a little bit of worry for me now, because I think I just dorked up my XP installation. I didn't get anything by going through and F-disking. So despite all the videos and where I got to today, I mean, I'm set up now that I have that the MS-DOS fully set up on the system to the size and everything else that I want, that 2 gigabyte partition. So I'm going to have to end up reinstalling XP in that big partition again, even though I got it activated, got everything done. And I'm not going to do a video for that. I went through the sequence enough to show that process, and it looks like you have to have, I mean, I just had the initial bootable partition, but I didn't have all the DOS files and everything else on there. And I thought I could go through the setup later on for MS-DOS, and since it complained like that, and then me going through and messing with the F-disk settings, that's what caused it to fail in that case, or the NT loader over getting that aspect overwritten. So I'll step through the XP installation process again myself, but that's basically if you go through in that preparatory sequence to gain the MS-DOS partition on there, you can have a dual boot machine with XP Pro. So it's been a heck of a day going through this, and at least I'm not having to reinstall XP from blue screens or anything like that. But if you like this content, click on that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. There's going to be hours-long videos that I've produced today. And that is all I have for now. This is IBM Museum. Thank you.